Okay, let's push the changes for the URL schema change and the edit and delete new functionalities for the questions to the GitHub before working on other module like the search and the update profile. So this was for basically you have to do git add and then git commit, and then the message will be git push origin main. So I have pushed the changes. You can find all those changes in the GitHub repository. You can find this repository in the video description. So next we will implement the search functionality for subject, chapter, and quizzes. So basically, when you will be on the managed subjects, and might be the list will be long, and you want to find some subject, so you will just enter the subject name. It could be like SCI only, and then it will find all the subjects that will start or containing this word. Okay, or if we have just added the MAT, and wherever in the subjects the MAT will find, it will fetch all those records. Okay, so we have to just put the name or string that is part of the name, and it will find that string for the subject. Okay, so how we will do it? So basically, first we will add a form above the table, and that will have input text and a button. So when you put the text inside the text box, and when you submit the button, so it will search for that string in the subjects and fetch all those records for the subjects and list here. Okay, so in the same template we have to do it. So just add the filter form first, and then we will add the mechanism. So go to the manage subjects template, and above the table we will uh, create the filter form or the search form. So the form will have two value, a input and a button to submit that input. So start with a form, and form method will be post. Then we need a input type will be text, and the name will be query, and the placeholder will be search by name. And then we will also have a value where we will provide existing query. Okay, so like if you have searched for any subject, so that query will be stored in the form, so you can use it again. Like if you have given something like tr and you want to extend that query, so query will be available after submitting also. So you can extend the query, or you can remove all the query, and then when you submit, so it will uh, filter, or it will list all the subjects again. Okay, so that's why we needed this one. Then we needed a button, type submit, and the label will be submit, or for now just search. Okay, save it, go to the manage subjects, and we have the form for the search by name inside the manage subjects. Let's do some theming also here. So we can add a table also for the form. So the table and the table class table, and then we can create a td. So td, one td for like search subjects, and then the second td will have this input, and the third will have the button. Okay, and also we can add a class in the input, form control, save it, reload the page again. Okay, now we have a good UI also for the subject. We need some changes all here too in the button. So the button will be having a class btn. um, for the add we have the primary, so we can also add this button here, btn primary, and that's it. Save it. Okay, so search subject, search by name. So our form is ready. We need now the functionality. Okay, so go to the manage subjects root, and so we have added the form, and that form is having the method as post. But the manage subjects is right now having the get request only. So we have to extend the methods first. So methods will be a get and post now. Both methods we will be using on the same root. And then we will initiate the query also. So the query will be request. So request we have to fetch from the Flask first. Request, and then request dot form dot get. And what we needed, we needed the query input. So we have given the input name as query, so we want this value. Okay, so initially it will be blank, so we will get the blank string here. Okay, and that query we have to provide to the template. Okay, so whenever we have the query, it will be provided to the template. So we will have when we have the results, we will also have the query, so we can extend or remove the query, and we get the result again. And if the request method is uh, post type, so when we go to the manage subject, so it will be get request and it will list all the subjects. But when the form will submit, so the request will be post. And when the request will be post, so what we have to do, we have to filter, or we have to search the subjects using the query. Okay, so how we will find, so the subject dot query dot filter we have to use, and in the filter then we have to find the so we are going to search the subjects using the name, so we have to find uh, subject dot name dot I like. So uh, if the query will be name, so basically name that will be similar to or containing the query, like if the subject name is uh, science only, and you are putting just en, so the name that contains the en, so that's why we are listing the subject name dot I like. the query. So those names, those are having the query inside the sub name, so that we have to filter. Okay, and then we have to list all. Okay, and that's it, colon. So initially all subjects will be listed, and when we post, only the subjects, those will be filtered using the query, will be sent to the template again. Okay, save this. That is the mechanism, and go to the reload the page again. Now if I want to search the, if there is, this is a long list and I want to search only the, okay, none. Okay, not none. Basically, initially, if there is no query, we can also, you know, we can also give a placeholder value, that is a blank string. Okay, save it. So it will be not none again. Reload, and now the first is blank, and if the query is blank, so it will find all the subjects. But when you have like, if I want to find only science, and this is a big list, I want to find science. So when we search, okay, we are not getting any result cause, um, yeah, we have to format this string. Okay, then it will work. So reload again. Okay, now it is working. So we have inputted text as science, and it just finds the subject that name containing the science in it. Okay, and if we remove anything that is inputted here and search again, so it will list again all of the subjects. Okay, now if you want to search only using uh, the part of the name like ry, so it will find the history, because history name containing the ry uh, itself. Okay, so that way the search will work. And for listing again all the subjects, you can just clear the input and search again, and it will list again all of the subject. Okay, so this was the search functionality for the sort of subjects. And now we will add the similar functionality for the chapters. So which subject have maximum chapters? I think all has same. So go to the manage chapters here, and now the same functionality we have to implement here for the chapters. So what we have to do, first we have to create the form. So copy the form that we have made here, and the form will be same, cause uh, we have to just update the label, cause there is no mention like what is this for, like are we using any ID or not, so nothing. So the form will be the same, just we need to update the labels. Okay, so copy the form, go to the manage chapters, and above the table, add the form, method post table search chapters, update the text only, and input class form control will be okay, text is okay, name is query, fine. Search by name, yeah, chapter also we have to search by name, and that's it. Button label we can change to submit, because we are using the search chapters here and search again, so it will be more search by name. So submit button label will be fine. And similar to manage subject, we can also change the label, button label, to submit. Okay, so we have added the form inside the manage chapters, search chapters, input class form control, type text, name query, placeholder search by name, value blank query. In initially it will be blank, and when we put the input, so it will be uh, then the query will be inputted value, and then the submit button. Save it, reload the manage chapters again, and we have the nice UI and the search filter for the chapters here. Okay, now we need to add the functionality. So for adding the functionality, what we have to do, we need this part, basically query and the request part and the methods. So go to the manage chapters, and first we have to add methods, and the methods will be get, post, and then uh, yes, then inside the if subject, uh, add the query thing. So request dot form dot get and query, and initially it will be blank. So if the request dot method will be post, so what we have to do, we have to search the chapters based on the query string. Okay, but here we have to do a different way, because the chapters already filtered by the subject ID, so we are showing the chapters only for the specific subjects. Okay, so if we directly trying to find the query, so uh, it will fetch all the records that will match the query, but we don't want all the records. We want the records that was for the subject first and then matching the query. Okay, so how we will do that? So for doing that, chapter dot query dot filter, and basically we have to use two filters. So for adding or using two filters, we need to use the and from the SQL alchemy. Okay, so from SQL alchemy, import and square. This one from SQL alchemy, we have imported and underscore. With this, we can add multiple queries. Okay, okay. So for the manage chapters, we have to use the multiple queries. Like first, we have to uh, filter by the subject. So chapter dot subject ID equal to subject ID that has been provided, and then the second condition will be to match the query, and that will be the same, chapter dot name dot I like, and then format the string, and then percent, and between the percent curly braces, and then the query. Okay, so we have now the first query to filter the chapter based on the subject. That's for those we already listed, and then match the remaining chapters with the query string. Okay, so we have used and underscore square from the SQL alchemy, and then list all the chapters, and then chapters we have already provided here, so we are good. Save it, and we are done. So now if I want to search only the algebra, so alg, submit, and we found the algebra starting from the alg, but the query has removed. So why is that? Okay, because we haven't provided the query here. So we also need to provide the query. So the template will get the query again after fetching the result. So we can extend or remove that one. Okay. Now if I remove the query and submit, so we get all the chapters again for this subject. And if I want to search again geo, so submit it, we got the geo. Remove the geo, submit it, we get all the chapters again. So we are also done with the chapter search functionality. Now we'll do the same for the manage quizzes, and manage quizzes will be similar to manage chapters, because In the manage widget, we have to first uh, filter through the chapter ID, and then the remaining widgets we will filter using the query string. Okay, so the same we can copy the same functionality to the manage widget. So go to the manage widget first, and uh, from the manage chapters, copy the form and go to the manage widget. Above the table, just paste the form, change the label, search widget, and other things are same, no issue. And then copy this whole thing, a query and other thing, and go to the manage widgets part. Okay, paste it here, and then first add the methods, because we will need the post method. So get and post we will use, and then a query from the request, and initially it will be blank. So if request.method equal to post, so we have to find the quizzes here, and for finding the quizzes we have to use the quiz filter and quiz.query.filter and underscore. And what we have to find here, first we have to filter the quiz based on the chapter ID, and the chapter ID will be chapter ID in the URL, and then we have to quiz.name and like and the query. So basically we have to filter the quiz based on the first condition, that is the chapter. So whatever as we are managing the quizzes based on the chapter now, so first we have to filter using the chapter, whatever chapter we are on, and then we will search the quizzes based on the name that will match the query. Okay, and then we also need to provide this query in the template. Okay, query equal to query, save it, go to the manage quizzes, reload it again, and now we have the filter form or the search form for the quizzes. And then if I want to search the basics, okay, so the algebra basics will be find and remove it, all the quizzes will be listed again. Go to another chapter from another subjects. So go to the science, and okay, so we can also find it here. Like if I want to find the basics one, so it will find, so all the places it is working, right? So we have the search quizzes functionality now, we have the search chapters functionality now, and we also have the search subject functionality now. So the search functionality for the subject, chapter, and quiz is completed. The next is update profile functionality we have to give to the user so they can update their information. Okay, let's push the changes for the functionality first. Clear it, git add, git commit, search functionality for subject, chapter, and quiz. Git push origin main. You can find all the changes in the GitHub repository listed in the video description. Cool. So next we will start the update profile functionality for the user. So the update profile functionality is for the user dashboard. So first log out from the admin portal and log in with the user. So we will use um, one email or one user. So if user like wants to update their name or the username or the qualification or DOB, they can do it. And for doing that, we have to give some option like some page. So I'll be adding an additional page that will be update profile, and from there user can update their details. Okay, let's start with the template and the route for the update profile. Okay, so for doing that, you have to go to the users controller, and in the users controller we have uh, three four things like the dashboard. We have the attempt quiz and the quiz results, the leaderboard, and functionality for select quiz. Now we want another for updating the profile. Okay, so inside the users blueprint, the route will be for the update profile. What route we can use? The select update profile, that will be fine. Update profile, and then the update profile first will render the page and then post. So we will have two methods, one for get the page and another for submitting the form, and that will be login required. Then we have to add a function. So update profile. Okay, so we have to give the form first to the user. So basically current user, when the user will be logged in, so we the user can get the details using the current user macro, and then we have to add those details to the form. So first find the user, or actually user is there, just add in the or store in the user variable. So current user will be stored inside the user. Then we have the current user details in the database. So basically for updating, we have this functionality will be similar to the edit functionality. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to initiate a form. So we have the user form already, I guess. Open the forms.py, quiz chapter, login, register form. So we can use, no, we cannot use this one, or we can use this one because user can also update their password too. Okay, so full name, qualification, DOB, and submit. So same form we can use for the updating user details. Okay, so form will be register form, and import it from the app.forms and register the register form. Okay, from app.forms imported register form. Then uh, in the update profile, register form will be initialized with the obj as user, and then what we have to do, if form dot validate on submit, so we have to update the user values with the form details. So user dot, how many fields are there in the user, just copy all these, or um, we can create two forms basically. one for the details and one we can create for the changing password. That will be good actually. So do one thing, create for uh, another form for one for the user details form and initialized with the Flask form, and then copy all these fields inside this and remove only the password and confirm password. Save it and use the user details form instead of the register form. Okay, so use this one and import from app.forms, import the user details forms. Okay, and good. Then these fields, copy these fields, username, full name, qualification, DOB, copy all four, add it here. So that will be from the form dot username dot data, and then the user dot full name will be form dot username dot data, and the qualification will be user dot form dot qualification dot data, and the DOB will be user dot DOB and form dot DOB dot data. Then uh, we have to commit the changes to the DB, and then last message will be uh, user details updated successfully. Okay, and the category will be success, and then return user to redirect to URL for dashboard, and that's it. Save it, and now we needed a template. So also we needed a template to for the get. So how we can do that? um, Return render template, and the template will be inside the, so we have two folders in the templates. One is the admin and one is the user, so we will create this template inside the user. So that will be user, is that right? Close this one. User update profile dot ht, and then what we need to provide, we need to provide the form and uh, user to show the user details on the form. Save it, make a template in the user, new file. Okay, and copy any of the form, um, or best to use the form for the register, because register have all the columns. So copy the form for the register, paste it here, make the appropriate changes like update profile, meta title, then update profile, and so username, password we don't need it only, so remove the password thing. Full name, qualification, DOB, and username. Four fields we needed, username, full name, qualification, and DOB. So that's it. We have copied the register HTML content and pasted in the update profile and removed the password and confirm password form groups, and we are done. Save this file, and then we have to also give this URL to the navigation link. So open the layout, and if uh, the current user is not admin, it means this one, this case. So at the end, add one more navigation, a href, and then URL for users dot update profile, and then use the class nav link, close it, label it as update profile, and that's it. Save this. Now reload the user dashboard page again, and we now have the user profile section in the navigation, and when we click on this one, so we get the update profile form where we can update the fields. Like if I want to update just the name, so new name or new money, and then I'll be submitting this. We got error cause. Uh, yeah, the URL will be for the redirecting. The URL will be users.dashboard, but we have used while redirecting we have used the dashboard only. But this will be users cause it is from the users blueprint. So users.dashboard, we will be redirect to the user, go again, reload, confirm the submission, and we have been redirected. And there is something problematic. Okay, so we have not changed the data form dot full name. Okay, that was the mistake. So user dot full name from the form dot full name attribute or the field. Save it, go again, reload, and go to the update profile again, and now change the full name money to, submit it, and the full name has been renamed or changed to money to. And what we can also change these information, username, qualification or DOB. But while updating the email, you have to be cautious because this is the unique value. You cannot use any value here. If the email will not be available in the database, then only you can use. Otherwise, it will give you error. Like money 3 is already available. If I want to update the money 3, it will give you the error, integrity error, right? So if I use the money 4, then it will be worked because the money 4 is not available in the system. Okay. Now if I have changed my username, if I log out and log in again with the money 2, it will not work, right? But as we have changed the username and with the money 4, it is working now. All right. So we have added the functionality to update the user details. We can also add one more functionality for password change or the um, yeah, change password. So what we can do, add a navigation link again for the change password, create a form for changing the password only, and then we can also update the password. So do that also. How we can do that? Similarly, we have to create another route. This is really a bonus one. So the route will be change password, and change passwords slash change password, and then the methods will be get and post. The login required root, and then the function will be change password. So we have to do it similarly as we have done in the update profile. Just copy all these things and paste it here. So user will be current user. Form we have to change only, and then we need to change the form fields and then the message. So go to the forms and create a new form. Uh, change password form. Make an object using the Flask form and add all the fields. Uh, Basically, we need these two fields, password and confirm password. So remove extra fields. Okay. So in the change password form, we have password and confirm password, and then the submit button. Save it and use this form for the change password. So change password form, import it from the forms. So we will having only two fields in this form, password and confirm password. So when we do the form dot validate on submit, so this will work, and we will have the password and confirm password field on the form. So confirm password, we already have the validators here, like for the equal to the confirm password will be equal to the password, then it will work. So these will be run on the validation. And for setting the password or for changing the password, what we have to do, if you remember, we set the password also when we register it, register the user. So open the auth controller, and how we set the password using this class function set password. So copy this thing. We only need uh, this part for the changing password. Remove all these fields and paste it here. So you set password is a class function in user model. This one. So when you provide the password, it generate a hash from that password and set the field that is in the user model, that is the password hash. So that is the main field, and password basically is just the virtual field that will use to generate the hash. Okay, and then it will feed to the password hash, that is the main field. So that is the work for the set password. And after the validation, like after the validation will be check the password and confirm password, and it will also check the confirm password is valid or equal to the password or not. And when we are validating the password, or when we will done with the validation, then it will set the password hash. Okay, and that's it you have to do for setting the password, and then we will uh, commit the new changes to the database, and then user or password has been changed successfully, and they redirected back to the user dashboard. Or yeah, that's fine, user can then log out and try with the new password. Save it, and then we need to also create a template that will be change password template. So inside the user folder, inside the template section, create a new file, change password.html, and copy the form from the register again. Copy the whole form, go paste in the change password, and update the titles like change password, and this is the change password. And then we needed only password fields, so remove other fields. In the password and the confirm password we needed only, remove these all. That's it. So we have copied the content from the register.html, we have pasted here. In the change password we have removed all the field except the password and confirm password field, and we have updated the title to the change password and page title too. Save it, and then we need a navigation link too for this URL. Copy this URL, go to the layout again, and for the user, uh, that is not admin, for the user we need to add another link for updating the password, and that is only for the users dot change password class nav link change password. Save it, reload the dashboard again, and now we have the change password functionality. Clicking here, it will open the change password form, and the password was for this user it was the test at the rate 123. We will change it to something different like pass at the rate 123. And if I add a wrong password here, so it will not match and failed at the validation. So I have inputted different password in these fields, submitted. So field must be equal to password. So we have to input the same password. So the password will be pass at the rate 123, uh, pass at the rate 123, submit. User redirected to the dashboard. The message they got, password has been changed successfully. When the user now log out and go to the login again, so the user is money4 at the test. If we try with the old password test at the rate 123, it will not work now. And if we add or if we input the new password now, pass at the rate 123, it is working, login successful. So password change functionality is also working. So we have added two functionality for the user dashboard. First is the update profile, so user can update their details, and then the another functionality for changing the password. Okay, great. So we are done with the enhancement part where we have updated the URL schemas and edit the functionality for the delete and edit for the questions. Then we have updated we have added the search functionality for the subject, chapter, and quizzes. And at the last we have updated the given the functionality for updating the profile for the user, and also given the functionality for changing the password. Okay, so that was all in this bonus video. So we will also push these changes to GitHub, so you can find inside the GitHub repository that I list in the video description. So you can copy the changes if you are missing anything, or if you are getting the error, so you can uh, check inside the repository, or you can copy and paste in your project. Okay, so let me add the change, commit the change. So what we have done, we have added the functionality, added update profile and change password for user, and then git push origin main. Okay, so I have also pushed the changes, you can check on the repository. All right, I think that is all. There are no more functionalities required, but if you still have or anyone, if they are still needed some more functionalities, so they can request in the comment section and I will create by sure. So that's it for today, and see you in the next one.